Okay, it looks like there are still people logging on here, but I'm going to go ahead and get us rolling. So, welcome everyone to the Down Payment Resource Growing Your First Time Homebuyer Business webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Tracy. I am the Customer Success Manager here at Down Payment Resource. If you have any questions during this webinar, please enter them in in the Q&A, the webinar Q&A drop down instead of chat. Q&A makes it easier for our team in the background to answer those questions. We'll keep an eye on chat as well. But if you can make sure to leave those in Q&A, we'll make sure that we can get responses to everyone. So behind the scenes, we have Mel Harris, Keith Futrell, and Lori Johnson, who are happy and excited to answer any of your questions as I'm speaking today. And I will also let you know that we are recording this webinar. So anybody who has registered for today's webinar will receive a recording and the slide deck. It'll likely take a day or two for it to process and be able to be sent out to you, but be on the lookout for that in your inbox. Okay, so, like I said, my name is Tracy Hacker. I'm the Customer Success Manager here. And today we're going to show you how to start more conversations with first time homebuyers by sharing information that will help your buyers overcome their biggest challenge, which is the down payment. We're going to briefly explore the state of DPAs right now and look at the opportunity that first time homebuyers present. But the focus today is really to show you how real agents and loan officers across the country are using Down Payment Connect to enhance, oh, hold on, have a pop up, to enhance their marketing, expand their reach, and match clients to DPA opportunities and also generate some leads. So, first, a little bit of a background about who we are. Down Payment Resource, or DPR as we go by, was launched in 2008 to solve a problem that drove a lot of people in real estate and mortgage lending crazy. There was no easy way to find and track homebuyer programs. So, DPR developed an easier way to connect eligible borrowers with hard to find resources like DPAs, grants, MCCs, and other types of assistance. We provide tools and down payment assistance program information for real estate agents, loan officers, and ultimately consumers as well to help all of you find and understand the down payment solutions that are out there for your buyers. So, today we're going to talk about one of the coolest DPR tools, which is Down Payment Connect. And some have said we're a little like Match.com for down payment assistance, which you'll find out a little bit more as you play around with that. Ultimately, what we do is we help you connect home buyers to the down payment help that they need. So today we're going to discuss the state of DPAs and their impact, the first-time home buyer market opportunities, educating buyers about down payments. We're going to talk about how to enhance your marketing to expand your reach. And then we're going to go over some Down Payment Connect examples from peers out there that we'll show on the slides, as well as we'll do a little bit of live demonstrations as well. So first, let's start with the state of DPA programs. Here at DPR, we publish a quarterly report called the Homeownership Program Index. It's where we take stock of what's out there across the country and look at developing trends. So, what we're looking at right now on the screen is the Q4 report. So, the end of 2024. We have a new report that should be coming out this month within the next few weeks, but I don't have those stats quite yet. So, let's look at an overview of that right now. So this overview is the types of homeownership programs that we track. 74% of all homebuyer programs are some form of down payment assistance. Those do come in many forms, as you can see, including deferred and forgivable programs, repayable programs, and true grants. Note, however, that most DPAs are deferred loans, and about half of those are also forgivable. We also track all of the affordable first mortgage programs, which can typically be layered with DPAs, as well as tax credits or mortgage credit certificates, and some other less common programs, but we're not going to really touch on those very much today. It is a very common myth for people to think that down payment programs are not available in their specific area. However, down payment programs are actually available everywhere in high cost markets, low cost markets, urban, rural. Every single state has a housing finance agency whose programs are available statewide. Plus, there are lots of local programs in each market. Income and price limits are also market adjusted, so based on median incomes and median prices in that market. So you end up seeing higher limits and higher cost markets. On the image on the screen right now, you can see the states with the greatest number of programs, but there is literally no county in the entire country where some kind of help isn't available. So let's talk about some of the trends we're seeing with down payment assistance programs. Demand for DPAs is absolutely through the roof, and DPA providers are increasing the assistance amounts, the income limits, and purchase price limits to help more buyers in today's market. DPA providers are expanding the eligible uses of their funds as well as inventory options. There are new state and local programs that continue to launch in markets nationwide all the time. And 81% of all DPAs across the country are currently funded and available. There is so much more attention on affordability and down payment assistance now than there has been in many years. And these programs really are still available. And in fact, there's increasingly more attention on these programs as a critical stopgap or mitigation method for some of the affordability issues currently facing homebuyers. Now, let's think about the mindset of first time homebuyers. They want to stop renting, but don't know what they can afford, and they don't know about down payment help. Often, they even think they need a bigger down payment than is actually required. Right now, many homeowners are sidelined and just waiting. It is a challenging time on many fronts, and we know that navigating this process is never easy. So, these prospective buyers really need help navigating that home buying process, getting pre approved for a home loan, understanding all the down payment requirements, and getting access to those down payment solutions. They need help navigating a very competitive market with limited inventory, and they need help winning their bids. And that's what we're here to do is to help with those. In fact, a recent study we participated in with the Urban Institute, they surveyed millennial renters, and here's what potential buyers were saying. When they were asked what the biggest barrier to homeownership was, 68% of them cited the down payment as the biggest obstacle to homeownership. When they were asked how big of a down payment they thought they had to have to buy a home, 65% of them thought they needed 15% or 20% or sometimes even more for a down payment. And when they were asked if they were familiar with low down payment mortgage options, 76% of them had little or absolutely no familiarity with low down payment mortgage options, much less down payment assistance programs. So many buyers are mortgage ready, but they just don't think they could qualify because of so many of these misperceptions. They don't know that you can get an FHA loan with 3.5% down or a conventional mortgage with 3% or 5% down. And all too often, they don't know about DPA programs. But we're here today to start changing that. So let's hop on that bandwagon, the DPA bandwagon, because we know it's a confusing time in the market and education is more important now than ever. Buyers need an advisor that they can trust. And I assure you, if you become that for them, they're going to tell everyone that they know about you and refer you out. So, you may have found out about this webinar through your MLS. If your MLS provides down payment resource, we identify eligible listings in your MLS and match them to all available homebuyer assistance programs. So keep an eye for this logo if you're one of our if you're with one of the MLSs that we partner with. So currently I have on the screen the list of our MLS partners that We identify eligible listings in the MLS, match them to all available homebuyer assistance programs, and we provide these matching tools in your MLS agent and client portal listing reports. So, through this, you also get Down Payment Connect for free through those MLS partners. So, if you're in there, check out DPR, let your clients know what's available, and talk to your lending partners about which programs they offer. And if you aren't a member of the MLS, we do have options for you that you can sign up separately. But within the MLS, here's how to find down payment resource. This is different from one MLS to another, but you can generally find us under products and services or external links. So there's a couple of examples on here on the screen to show you kind of what you're looking for, but it does vary from one MLS to another. Once you click on Down Payment Resource, you're going to come to your Down Payment Resource homepage, and your personalized Down Payment Connect link is going to be right there waiting for you. If you sign up for this separately from your MLS, you'll get an email about it within like an hour with your own login credentials, and it'll look similar to this where you have a landing page URL that will be customized to you that you can distribute. So I'll show you how it all works next, but this link, just know, is unique to you. You'll know that because it ends with your first name underscore last name. Um, and below your landing page link is an overview of the Down Payment Connect tool and also a link to marketing resources to help you get started. So if you click on that button, you'll also have access to several graphics packages, including social media images, as well as customizable flyers in both English and Spanish, and training videos, case studies, reports, and so much more. You can utilize these in your email campaigns, on social media, your website, along with your Down Payment Connect link to help increase your business while educating more buyers about down payment assistance. I'll show you some examples of how other agents are doing this in just a few minutes as well. So, if your MLS was not listed earlier, we also have a paid monthly subscription to Down Payment Connect. We'll get that information to you after the webinar, and you can go to downpaymentresource.com/down payment, or I'm sorry, DPC to learn more. But Down Payment Connect offers you a personalized landing page where those buyers can come search for down payment programs where they want to buy a home and connect back to you to learn more and take the next steps. Loan officers, you can also see all programs in your market and control which ones display along with additional eligibility tools within there, within your Down Payment Connect. So just know that loan officers, we have a version of this tool that's perfectly designed for you as well to be able to have that customization. So let's talk about ways that this Down Payment Connect tool can help you. It can help with engaging and educating your new buyers. It can help your buyers complete a program search and generate leads that will come to you. You can tap into different growth markets. You can run digital marketing campaigns and get details of all the DPAs in your market. There is really no limit to the traffic or leads that you can generate with Down Payment Connect. It's up to you. You can distribute this anywhere you'd like, and the more you have it out there, the more leads you're going to get. So, a few things to note about Down Payment Connect leads. So, you are not paying for leads. So, you're generating your own leads in a creative new way by utilizing our tool. Once again, like I said, it's free for MLS partners of ours, but we have a paid version of it available as well. Those leads come to you and you alone. No one else is going to receive your leads. So an email will go out to the buyer who is filling out the Eligibility Connect form. And also an email will come to you as the Down Payment Connect um, holder, the person who has that URL. So you'll get a lead in your inbox with that information for the location they're wanting to move to, whether it's a specific address or a general location like a city or a county or something like that. Maybe they don't have a specific address yet, but you'll have that information in the email, as well as a list of all the different down payment assistance programs that were a match based on the information that they filled out with their search. So they're not sold, they're not resold anywhere, they're just yours. So, oh wait, sorry. Got messed up. So let's look now at some fun and creative examples of how your peers all over the country are using Down Payment Connect in order to drive more business and educate more buyers about DPA programs. We are going to visit some of these as well as some others that aren't on the slide deck live in a few moments as well. So up first is to add this link to your website. Brian in Atlanta simply added a Down Payment Connect link and some basic content to his homepage so that it's among the first things a buyer sees on his website. And it illustrates for prospective first time homebuyers and others that he's focused on them too. This is a super easy way to get started with Down Payment Connect. Susan in Atlanta embedded her Down Payment Connect link on a buyer's page on her site so that she can drive traffic to the lead tool while making sure visitors never leave her website. This has really been a great way for her to help firefighters, EMTs, and other first responders in her North Atlanta market. We do give you instructions on how you can do both of these options by clicking on marketing resources from your DPR dashboard. Here's another example from Angela, who embedded the Down Payment Connect form into a new buyer's page on her website. And you can navigate directly to it in her website's main navigation bar. So if you look at the top where it says Down Payment Assistance, that's what you would collect or click on right there in that navigation to get to this page. So she's just embedded the Down Payment Connect form right on that page and didn't have to draft any other content. So she doesn't have a whole bunch of other information on that page. It just goes straight to this eligibility search tool. So again, another super easy way to get started with that. We do have some agents and loan officers who choose to offer a more educational approach. This real estate broker in Seattle has a section on his site called Advice for Buyers with a special DPA page. They educate buyers about DPAs, and the page ends with an embedded search for buyers to find what's available to them. This is a really great way to give aspiring buyers just a little bit more information along the way, but cap it off with the opportunity to find out which programs they can use specifically to buy their own home. This is one of our favorites, and it also includes a lot of educational content. Richmond Region Realty in Virginia created their own long form educational page on down payment assistance with several opportunities to click and go to their Down Payment Connect tool. They created their own branded educational video, explanations of DPAs and their benefits, and several links to their Down Payment Connect page throughout this one page. It's written almost like a short ebook or article and dives into several topics of interest to buyers. Along the way, the buyer has several opportunities to engage with their Down Payment Connect tool. And Ronnie Berman with Richmond Region Realty was actually featured in Inman News for his successful Facebook campaigns using his Down Payment Connect page. Here is a creative use from Raul, who is a broker in Austin, Texas. But before I go into this, I want to start with a question for you and leave this in chat or Q&A if you have an answer for this. But what homework or takeaways do you give to your new clients? So tell us in chat, tell us in Q&A, and let us know what your steps are here. But Raul, what he did is he created this 3-step checklist for new clients. And step 1 is to address home financing and down payment assistance opportunities. We absolutely love this because one of our goals is for down payment assistance to be part of the earliest conversation a buyer has with their agent and their lender, making sure the buyer is getting pre-approved or pre-qualified and also investigating DPA options. And what Raul is doing here is helping to connect those dots for the buyers. And with our Down Payment Connect tool, you can do something similar to that as well. Up next here is optimizing your email signature. This is such an easy option. And once you set it up in your email signature, it's presented to anyone you email or anyone they forward your emails to. We'll see that down payment assistance is available. So you can see an example of this here with Sal in California. He includes his Down Payment Connect link in his email signature so that anyone getting those emails knows that Down Payment Help is out there and can use Sal's tool to find available programs and continue that conversation. You can find instructions on how to do this in that marketing tools link on your Down Payment Connect homepage as well. So we give you all that information if you're not familiar. Let's take a moment and look a little bit at some social media options here. So, Raul from Austin, Texas also created a really great social media drip campaign where he identified and answered the top 10 homebuyer questions by video. He answered one question a week in video format and posted on his business Facebook page. Down payment assistance was one of the topics, and the call to action was his Down Payment Connect landing page. This is a great way to educate new buyers, but also to keep your audience engaged. Video content really is such a great way to engage your audience. Marilyn here in Indianapolis used Down Payment Connect and Facebook ads with great success. She came up with very simple calls to action and led buyers to her Down Payment Connect page. So that's another example on here where ways in which you can kind of be creative on social media. I have a couple options on here as well that we've pulled recently. The bottom one on the left here cracks me up because I mean, how true is this? That saving for a house feels like climbing the half dome at Yosemite Park. But wait, down payment assistance programs can be your secret weapon. And I love that call to action because all these home buyers are like stressed out often with the process and being overwhelmed. And this just really relates straight to them, letting them know we know that it can be challenging, but there are options out there that could help it be less difficult for you and allow you to get into that home sooner than you think. And then right there, if you can see in that post that they did, there is a link right there to their Down Payment Connect so that anybody that fills it out is going to get a lead submitted to them. Up on the upper right hand corner, Team Callahan, what they did is they have a home that is listed. They are the listing agent, and they are calling to attention the fact that this particular listing has down payment assistance programs available at it. So it's calling out to these buyers that may be interested in this particular property that may need a little bit of down payment assistance to help them get into it and letting them know right off the bat that if you're looking for a new home but are struggling, that here is a solution that you can use right at this particular property. So I definitely suggest promoting it for your listings as well. Megan here had a great idea. She had some yard signs made for her down payment assistance eligible listings. And what she did is she added a QR code which directs people who are at the property looking at this property, looking at the sign, seeing that down payment assistance programs are available there to her specific eligibility search on her landing page. So this is such a fun way to engage someone. Like I envision people parked at the curb, looking at the home on the outside and just dreaming of owning that home and then seeing this sign that, wait, there's down payment programs. Maybe it's a little bit more possible than you think, right? So that's a great way to get some leads and, and a great way to get the word out there about that property having DPA available. Here's another option that I love. It's my personal favorite is to highlight success stories. So this is from Minnesota. The Barker Hedges Group launched an entire Facebook page dedicated to serving first-time home buyers. They have multiple explainer videos, and those answer questions about saving for down payment and down payment assistance. They even cover a few local program examples, but everything is directed back to their Minnesota first time homebuyer website where they can search for programs. You can also see that they highlight real homebuyer success stories on this site. This is my favorite. It's my favorite way to drum up business because we all love hearing a heartwarming story like this. So when you have these success stories, make sure you're highlighting those too. It's such a great way to connect with potential home buyers because they're seeing real stories about how down payment assistance can help people. Ask your buyers if you can mention the amount of down payment help they used and what their experience was like working with you and that program. And then you can highlight that on social media, in your blog, on your website, wherever you'd like. But those real examples from past first time home buyers are really going to help you to connect better with tomorrow's buyers. It shows them this is something real, this is tangible, it is something they can achieve, and it is possible because you have proof of it out there. Another thing I'd like to note about this, which I think is fantastic, is that they are co-marketing this page with their lender partner. This is such a great idea. My dad used to always tell me, work smarter, not harder. And this is one of those ways where you can work really smart with each other. So, as a lender and an agent working together, getting familiar, if you're an agent, getting contacts with loan officers who not only are familiar with down payment programs, but really do them well. And you can lean on them um, as your experts to refer your clients to and know that they're going to be taken care of really well. So I suggest co marketing across the board in general. So that same Minnesota team also does educational videos that they post for aspiring buyers. This main video highlights how buyers can find a participating lender. And all of these videos that the team produces are actually really short and to the point, which I think is really great because people don't have to invest, 30 minutes or an hour or whatever watching a big long video. This gets straight to the main topic that he's hitting on. So keep it simple. And you can even break it down so that the DPAs are broken into shorter videos and make a whole series out of it. So, with social media, sticking a little bit more with that, here's a couple of other great examples from Instagram. So, Bo in Florida tells his audience about DPAs and this message to stop second guessing themselves. It's such an important message because there are so many people out there who don't even make that first step to reach out to an agent or a loan officer and actually start that process because they talk themselves out of it before they even get there, thinking that it's not possible because there's so many myths and misperceptions out there about buying a home, down payment amount and all of that stuff. So it's getting straight to that topic that don't second guess yourself, actually look into it, right? John in California tells his Instagram audience that there's help out there for people who are worried they'll never have enough down payment saved up. Once again, along those same lines, it's possible, right? And they have tools here that can help them to make that connection. But both of them leverage things like hashtags, and you can use a tool like Linktree to add your down payment connect link to your Instagram bio. And let buyers know that there's help out there and that you are the expert that can help connect them to that. TikTok is very popular, these short videos that people are putting out there. One on the screen right now is a good example. So she has created a TikTok video that's just letting buyers know how they can buy their first home in Texas while using down payment assistance. So it's just a short little video to give them a little bit of education. But these video options, no matter what platform you're doing, are such a great idea. People like to watch the videos instead of having to read a whole bunch of stuff. It just naturally that's more what they they tend to prefer at this time. So LinkedIn and Linktree, like I said before, these are another great options here. Um, I love this. This is, by the way, a stock photo. A lot of these images that I've shown you with social media stuff are stock photos. And I love this one with the cute little puppy because I'm a big dog fan. And I love this post because it's speaking to people like me who love their fur babies. But it says, who says your furry friend can't have a say in your home search? And let me help you find the perfect home, not only for you, but for your four-legged family member. And then if you click on that see more drop down, you can see that he has a link right there leading buyers to his eligibility search page. So those are a few examples here. Now I'm going to escape out of here from this slide deck and I am going to switch to some live examples here for you. So up first, I have on the screen here Suncoast Realty Solutions. In their navigation bar, if you hover over buy, there's a drop down for down payment assistance. And what happens is somebody clicks on that, it's going to take them straight to their eligibility search tool, which actually, let me make sure that I am logged out here. But if you select down payment assistance, you're going to go straight to their eligibility search page. So this is an example, right, of what a home buyer would fill out. So it's going to let them know, the home buyer is going to know immediately right here who this eligibility search is through and who those results are going to go to. They fill out a few short questions. At minimum, we need to know where they're wanting to move to. So it could be a specific street address if they have it. If they don't, maybe they just know the city or the county that they're wanting to move to, and they can type that in there along with other details like the estimated sales price, how many units they're looking for, which by the way, if you don't know, there are down payment assistance programs out there that can allow for multi-unit properties. Not all of them, but there are many that do, and they can go up to a 4-unit property. Um, Anything above and beyond that usually is not something that will that down payment programs will allow for. One thing to note, though, with that is that a common requirement from down payment assistance program providers is that the buyer must live in one of those units as their primary residence. So if they're wanting to use down payment assistance for multi-unit property, it's a great idea. And I suggest that as a recommendation as well. So additional information they put in here, like how many people live in your household, current home ownership status, household income, and then some options down here below that could actually bring forth some additional programs that are like veteran specific programs, or if you check here for more opportunities, you can see some things that are based on the certain professions that they work in, or if they have a disability and things like that. So if they click on any of those, they're going to go to the get details page. And actually, let me see. Let's see right here. If you go to get details, they're going to let this, or our tool is going to let them know the total number of programs available to them, the maximum assistance amount for the highest paying program amongst them. And then down below, it's going to remind them who's going to be reaching out to them, who's getting this information, which would be your information at this point. And they just have to fill out their contact information and click on Get Program Details. After they're done with this, an email goes out to them as a verification email with your contact information, letting them know you'll be in contact with them soon. And another email goes straight to you so that you can review the details of that lead, of their search, and reach out to them about the next steps. So that's the tool, that's the search, and that's that process, right? So as we're looking at all these other different examples, just know that that's what they're getting to. That's what you're getting them to, is to be able to fill that out. Up next, selling SAC Club 100, they have in their navigation bar the Down Payment Connect tool as well. So same process. You would go straight to that eligibility search tool and fill that out. Get that to go away. But what they've done on here is really kind of neat. So they have this page that's geared towards educating specifically first time home buyers, right? Giving them a lot of information. You can see they've got videos in here. They discuss lots of details, including down payment assistance, right? So how we build you up and how we help you, and one of those details is going to be down payment resource, right? So down payment assistance programs that are out there, right? And right up at the top, once again, they can click on that down payment assistance, down payment tool, and they're going to be able to fill out that eligibility search page. Up next, For Sale Oklahoma, they have it so that as soon as you go to this page, you get this pop-up that says, immediately drawing attention to anybody visiting this page, that down payment programs are available and that they can help you with those. All you have to do is click on this link here. And once again, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to take them straight to that eligibility search tool. The buyer would fill it out and the lead would go straight to this person. So that's another great instant example right there that will pop up for them. MCS Mortgage Services Incorporated, they have a page on here that's dedicated to just letting them know just a little bit of information about down payment assistance. And there are two different calls to action for them to get to that eligibility search page. And I will let you know, this is the end of the page. It's just a little blurb of information about down payment assistance. So they didn't divulge a lot of time into creating this, but they're just letting them know down payment assistance programs are available. If you want to see if you qualify, click here. That's going to take them straight to that tool. Then just lets them know a little bit more information about down payment programs. And there's another call to action right here to fill out the application and go to their tool, right? So another good example there. Angela Martinez, this is a loan officer at RWM Home Loans. And what they've done here, and this is something you could do as an agent as well. If you have an agent page with different calls to action, that's kind of what we're looking at here, right? So it gives you a description, a little bit of a bio and information on Angela, but down below, there are 3 possible steps that a home buyer would be at, right? So maybe they're ready to purchase a home. Maybe they're just wanting to refinance their home, or maybe they're not quite ready to purchase a home, but they want to look into down payment assistance. And they have this call to action right here where they can click find assistance and be taken to that eligibility search tool. And then any of those leads are going to go straight to Angela's inbox, and she's going to be able to respond to them right away. Up next here, teamtylersellshomes.com. So here's another one of those little images of our cute little puppy here that they've used from our marketing resources page. But I do want to let you know here that they have actually embedded right into this image the ability to click right here and go straight to the eligibility search page, right? But there's a little bit of information down below. So not only down payment money's out there, let's find it. What is down payment assistance? Educating them using a video here, which by the way, this is video content that we created that you can use as well. So it's available to you under marketing resources once you log into Down Payment Connect. But it also lets you know if you want to find out if down payment assistance programs might work for you, there are 4 simple steps. They've broken it out, right? Click on the below on the Down Payment Connect button because there's another call to action right here to see the home buyer programs available in your area. Enter the household information and then get your results, and then let's talk about those results. It's 4 simple steps. So it lets them know what's going to happen once um, the eligibility search has been submitted, right? So this is a little bit more information, but once again, not a lot. They didn't have to do a ton of educational content, but they've provided some stuff on here. And I think that's really great. Okay, so up next, I'm going to show you a Facebook example on here. So what this lady has done is she has decided to do a video series, right? Educating home buyers about how the home buying process works. One of those videos in the series is focusing on down payment assistance programs, right? Letting them know all the information that she can provide to help them along the way on understanding and utilizing down payment assistance programs. This video is a little bit of a longer one. It's 9 minutes or so. So she goes into a little bit more detail than some of those other videos I was showing you where they're like a minute or so long and just get straight to one point. She goes over a lot more information in this. So this is another approach you can do if you want to do a more educational, deeper dive into details about it. But what she has done is in this overview over here, letting them know what the series is and all of that, there's a link right here to her eligibility search page. So make sure no matter what content you're putting out there, no matter how you're displaying that down payment assistance programs are there, that you're always including your link so that home buyers can click on that and that they can then fill out that eligibility search form and you can get that lead and be in contact with them to help them with their next steps. Okay, so let me come back here to this slide deck. Let me get this sharing again for you. Okay, so in my role here at Down Payment Resource, I speak with agents across the country regularly. And I speak with loan officers and lending institutions and MLSs And I learn all the time how they're using our tools in these ways to help aspiring home buyers. So don't be afraid of down payment assistance options, but instead use it as a leverage to help you stand out among the rest. This is such a helpful advantage that you have to home buyers, and you can make use of that. So, here's a quick recap of some of the ways I've shown you that can assist you in this endeavor, as well as a few other ideas. So, your email signature, we talked about that, and I can't stress this enough. It's such an easy lift. You can do this one time, and it impacts everyone that you email. So, make sure when you create that, you add a graphic or hyperlink your text so that it leads people straight to your eligibility search page. If one of your listings is eligible for down payment assistance programs, make sure to market that listing with the program information. So, highlight programs or assistance amount that's available at that property. You can even print out program information and have it available at open houses. We do in our marketing content have some flyers that you can customize with your contact information, print those out, and have them available, on the kitchen counter at a home that is having an open house or whatever, and leave those out. So, Facebook ads also allow you to target your specific market. They really actually give really great reports on the number of clicks, views, etc., and it can help you test interest in the content that you're putting out there. Also, add your down payment connect as your Instagram profile link. In your Instagram post, you can direct buyers to click the link in your profile. Educational content is really such a great plus. Buyers are doing more and more research in advance, so make sure that you're utilizing that. And in that content, make sure you use keywords like down payment help and your city name, right? Many buyers are going to search for things like down payment assistance in Richmond. So add a first time home buyer section on your site, and many have a page that's like a for buyers page. But if you're creating those, really speak to the audience that you want to reach. Use words like first time home buyers or new buyers. You can create explainer videos on your website, and social media can add a lot of value. Everyone is so busy, and those videos just make it so much easier to take in the information. And there are so many ways that you can record and really easily edit today. So look into some of those editing tools as well. You can also host virtual homebuyer events, and you can co-host with referral partners that we talked about before, like loan officers or even down payment assistance program providers. You could reach out to some of them and see if they would want to do a virtual homebuyer event with you. But don't forget to reach back out to your target audience through ongoing drip marketing campaigns, because some of these buyers may not be ready right now, but by sending them valuable information and connecting them to other homebuyer education or resources that can help, you're going to be the one that's top of mind for them when they are ready to commit and they're really ready to make those next steps. Finally, make sure to leverage the experts that are available to you. Remember that you don't have to be an expert in down payment assistance, but lean on your HFAs and your lenders and partner with them. So, here are a few tips. Make sure to find participating lenders for each program in the program details section. So, when you get a lead, in your inbox, you can click on that program name, and it's going to let you bring up a whole bunch of information about that program. There's going to be a list of already approved lenders with that program provider. Now, it doesn't mean that there can't be other lenders that get approved, but that's going to be a great list to start from if you're trying to find some that are savvy with it, right? But also make sure to reach out if you're an agent and you're working with lenders already. Reach out to those lenders you've already had some interaction with. Even if DPA wasn't used in that specific transaction, it doesn't mean that they don't offer DPAs. It just wasn't one that was used then. So check with them, the ones that you've already had relationships starting with, and build from that and see if they offer down payment assistance programs so that you can refer buyers to them when they need a loan officer that is savvy with DPAs. You can also connect with your state and local HFAs, nonprofits, and employers to find out what resources they might offer for agents and what other classes they offer. On any of your website content, blog, social media, make sure to highlight information about local programs and remember to use those keywords we talked about a little bit ago. I also suggest taking a first time homebuyer class so that you can get content ideas for first time homebuyers. Most of these programs, down payment assistance programs, require the homebuyer to take a homebuyer education course. These courses oftentimes can be done online or in person, but they're usually about 6 hours or so, 4 to 6 hours. And they can usually do them, intermittently or just spend a Saturday or a Sunday weekend day to just knock it all out, right? But I suggest joining in with them on one of those and so that you can see what they're learning and what they're interested in. And that's going to help you with communication with these other home buyers along the way. So, we would love for you to join our growing Facebook group called Down Payment Insiders. There, you can join over 13,000 real estate agents, loan officers, housing counselors, and even DPA providers as they're discussing best practices with DPAs, first time home buyers, working with lenders, learning from each other, marketing ideas, and so much more. And it's up to you. You can choose to listen in and just learn, or you can participate in the dialogue and engage with your peers. It is also a really great place to network and connect with loan officers that offer DPAs in your market. We are always being asked where agents can find loan officers who are familiar with DPAs to partner up with, and this is such a great place to do so. I'm willing to bet I have not looked at any of the chat or the Q&A, but I'm willing to bet that in this webinar, we've had some people asking about that. So this is a great place to do it. Um, Lastly, I want to introduce you to a couple of successful agents who are utilizing DPAs that we actually met on our Facebook community page that I was just telling you about. Raul Rowe is a veteran who understood firsthand the challenges that other veterans face with home ownership. So, what he did was he decided to become an expert on DPA programs that were specific to veterans in the state of Texas. You saw a couple of his ideas earlier, but he took the time to dive into those programs so that he could understand them well and now utilizes that knowledge to assist other veterans looking to purchase a home. Amber Bennett works with peers that are all first time homebuyers. She decided to dive into the details of DPAs so she could become an expert that homebuyers could turn to for reliable guidance on the ways in which they could get into a home without having to have a huge down payment saved up first. Um, she made it really her niche and found LOs to partner with who were like minded and did DPAs well. Like Amber's clients, DPA customers become customers for life. So make sure to tell their story. If you help them, I guarantee you they're going to refer you to their family members, to their friends, strangers they just meet and happen to talk about houses and they're bringing up their experience with you. So they're going to refer you out all the time. They're also probably going to come back to you later if they go to buy a different home later on down the line because you helped them so much the first time they're gonna return to you. So if you're here, you can probably relate to these DPR power users. They're both aiming to serve their own communities well. And in their case, these are new buyers and veterans who saw a real need in the market and they just became a hero to their clients along the way. So thank you all so much for joining us today. I have on the screen some contact information for us. So info@downpaymentresource.com is a inbox you can email at us at if you have any questions or needs. Also, downpaymentresource.com is on the screen. You can find quarterly and monthly reports on our website there. Like I said, we have a new quarterly index report that's coming out likely by the end of this month to show Q1 stats and information. So keep an eye out for that. And aside from that, I'm going to go ahead and see if we have some live questions to address here. Mel, Lori, Keith, anything in specific that we should discuss at this point or address?
Hey Tracy, it's Mel. We have been busy. This group has been fun. They are asking all kinds of fantastic questions, but I do want to say a couple of things up front. Tracy, I know you mentioned it at the beginning of the hour, but everyone, we did record this session. We will be sending out the recording along with the slides to everyone that registered, so don't worry, you'll receive them. Um, and that will probably expect that in your inbox within the next few days. We'll get it out to you guys as soon as we can. And then for me, Tracy, a couple of things that I want to mention, like you said about down payment insiders, we did get a lot of questions about how to find loan officers that do DPA. My advice, guys, outside of networking groups like our Facebook group, our DP Insiders group, which is wonderful, and I'll post that link in chat again in just a sec. Where a good place to start, and I would invite other members of our team to expand on this as well, but a good place to start, I feel like, not only do we include links to each program's participating lender list in our search results, but every state has a housing finance agency, and typically they have a really extensive list, a really good curated list of loan officers that work with their programs. And I have found typically LOs that, or lenders that work with state housing finance agency programs are pretty familiar with local programs as well. So I always think that's a good place to start. But just know that each program is going to have a different list of lenders. So it's unfortunately there's not some big list that we could just send out. It's pretty specific to the programs. And then the last thing that I will say, and then I'll hush, I promise. Um, for Down Payment Connect, you I just to clear up some questions that I've had. You either have Down Payment Connect available through your MLS. So if you are a member of one of our partner MLSs, then you have Down Payment Connect as a free tool through your MLS, and that is the real estate version. That's the real estate agent version. Um, and then we also have it as a subscription tool for real estate agents and loan officers. Loan officers do get a little bit more in the capability arena because they need it. So we offer a couple of more tools for loan officers. I did have a couple of questions from agents who are loan officers as well. And you can certainly subscribe to the loan officer version of the tool, but we always encourage you, if you're getting it free through your MLS, utilize that tool and then don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions. Tracy has the email on the screen. We're happy to help you guys answer program questions or anything like that at any time. Okay, I'll be quiet.
You're fine, Mel. Thank you so much. That's a lot of great information. I appreciate that. Um, I see a couple of questions in here in Q&A, so I'm gonna chat on a couple of these here real quick. Um, let's see, what was it? Anthony, I am licensed in Georgia and Maryland. Can I share my DPR link with Maryland clients? Um, if I'm going to answer this in two ways. If you're signing up for Down Payment Connect individually as a paid subscriber, you can select up to 4 states with your Down Payment Connect tool um, that you can license with the tool. So you would be able to, in that case, have both Georgia and Maryland programs available for your clients to see programs as results for. If you are a part of our MLS partners who are specific to just a single state, your free Down Payment Connect link will only be based on what that MLS um, location is. So the states, not just if it's centralized to like a certain area of the state, but you'd have the whole state available. And there are some MLSs that cross multiple state lines. So in those cases, you would have those states that are included within that MLS. So I do want to point that out. There is a difference there with those, but you can certainly, with the paid version, have multiple states that you license with us. So if I go through my MLS, does anyone have access to my buyer contact list? No. Mel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think anybody would have access to your buyer contact list. Um, I saw you unmute, Mel. Do you have something to add there?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. No, I'm not exactly sure. I 100% know what's being asked. Well, or what's being referred to, but we don't store any of that information. We don't store any like buyer contact information. So if you're asking, if you use your Down Payment Connect link, for example, and you post that on social and you get some leads, those leads come to you and you only. Like we don't do anything with that contact information, if that's the question.
Yeah. Thank you. That's what I was thinking as well. But Laura, let us know if we're misunderstanding the question. If there's some sort of a buyer contact list within your MLS that you're asking about. Once again, if that's the case, if that's what you're asking about, we don't have access to any of that either. We don't collect any PII or anything like that. So you shouldn't have anything to worry about there. Okay. We do have a list of MLSs that are partnered with DPA. Actually, I will move out of this live. Hold on, maybe it lets me. There we go. Okay, let me go back up here towards the front and get to that list of our MLS partners. So this on the screen is a list of our current partners that we partner up with. So that should help answer those questions. I'll leave that on the screen for a couple of minutes so those of you who are interested can look at that. Typically what would be the lowest credit score accepted among any of the programs for a first-time buyer? I will let you know, Richard, that varies from one program provider to another. Um, Average, I'd say about 620 is maybe the lowest, but we've certainly seen some programs that are under 500, like a 580 score or so on, and some that actually require a higher score than the 620 as well. But also note that that will also be restricted in some cases by the lender that they're working on. So if a lender has a uh, higher FICO score requirement, then your buyer would have to go off of the lender's requirement. So if a lender required like 660, but the down payment assistance program provider only required a 620, they're going to have to go by the 620 because that's where they're getting their loan through. So there are some of those things that would be kind of overlapping that might be a little different. So just have them check with their loan officer that they're working with as well. Can I hyperlink the DPA to my website for clients? Absolutely. You can, I'm assuming you mean the tool. If you want to hyperlink the down payment assistance eligibility search link, you can certainly do that on your website. So a lot of the examples that I was showing were how people were hyperlinking that, whether that was with an image or with certain content, hyperlinking it into the words and stuff like that, but you can do it on your website for sure. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to scan through these questions here. I'm sorry, I see more coming in, so I'm trying to catch up with them. Live done. Anthony, we are not partners with Bright MLS currently. But I suggest reaching out to them if you think that it would be something that would be helpful to you as an agent. Bring it up to them and you can have them reach out to me or reach out to us at the info at downpaymentresource.com. And we would happily have a conversation with them, give them a demo, explain all the ways in which we can integrate within the MLS. So there's a lot of fun things that we can do within the MLS so that the listings themselves are actually tagged as down payment, having down payment assistance programs available. So reach out to them and have them reach out to us, and we'd be happy to talk to them. Okay, so we are right at the end of our webinar time. So I'm going to try to go ahead and wrap this up. If there are any questions, which it looks like there may be, I was trying to scan through, there may be some questions that we haven't answered. If there are any that are unanswered, please email us at info@downpaymentresource.com and we'll make sure to get back to you on those questions. And also, like Mel and I have said, you will have a recording of this and the slide deck will also be included in that. So keep an eye out for that email. It might take a couple of days. I'm going to go ahead and get to this last slide here for you so that you can see our contact information again. But if you have any questions, reach out to us over time. And if you need any assistance, we're happy to help. Make sure to look on our website. If you sign up for Down Payment Connect or you access it through your MLS, then make sure to click on that Marketing Resources tab. You're going to be able to find a lot of help there. There's also other buttons on there that are full of educational content, whether it's for you or for your clients, and lots of details on there that you can dive into and learn about. So, thank you all so much for joining us, and I hope you have a fantastic day and a wonderful weekend that's coming up soon. Thank you all.